This is a Podco original.
We have a lot of really great episodes. The baby scares the shit out of me. It's literally like, it's because I'm so fascinated at like the level of good people can have and the level of bad.
Like how demented they can be.
We can be.
Yeah.
Zeke sees this and makes fun of Justin after doing their alien language league handshake that oop, blap, bloop, blap, bloop.
I bet you Dan came up with that.
We teach every class.
Did we have any other teachers?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because he taught art class, he taught math class, he taught history class, he was the principal. He was the only adult at Tribeca Prep.
And it was just like that.
Did you notice it's a totally different baby in Mr. Larry Tate's class?
Yes.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us on another rewatch of Wizards of Waverly Pod. We have a really fun episode today with cupids and hearts and love and obsessions and
love. And if you love this podcast, then please go to Apple, Spotify, and follow us there so that we can continue doing this, or anywhere that you listen to Wizards of Waverly Pod.
That was so like love line. That was so like smooth sailing.
Thanks, Jen.
Anytime.
We are here on a podcast called Wizards of Waverly Pod.
I like that little ditty. I also love the going between the two different glasses.
You know what?
Is it
That's what I
long
do.
vision, short vision?
These are Warby Parkers, and I have, and I'm not joking,
you love
62 pairs of glasses.
Yeah, so where are you at, Warby Parker?
You know why? Because they all get scratched, and then I this, and then I want
Well, that's not a
different
great
glasses in
endorsement.
different places.
They get scratched all the time.
No, they get scratched because I drop
use
them. You know what, though? Like if I put my glasses here on my, people who are not watching, I put them on just the collar of my shirt. And when I lean over, it falls. So Yulia got me, which I'm not wearing right now, like a little glass holder ring thing.
Okay,
so it doesn't fall. So I'm very happy about it.
Okay, so today...
Yes! So,
today we're talking about...
loud.
I loved it. It was good. Everyone's deaf. We're talking about Baby Cupid, which originally aired December 21st, 2008, written by Ben and Vinny, who we love so much.
Yes,
and directed by Bob Berlinger. All right, so we start out in the loft with Jerry wearing Justin's suit, which I love the little sleeves.
Yeah.
They're so...
I was adorable.
You're pretty stinking cute. But you're wearing Justin's suit because Jerry's so cheap to take Teresa out for their anniversary while Alex and Max play a Magic Ninja video game with like live ninjas in.
Yeah, live ninjas, but it's really funny because when they're doing it, they're like kick, swing, punch.
They're not doing what
you would never do that. You never say that, you know.
But for the people that gotta, at home, we're just making it very clear what they're doing. They slice through Justin's newspaper, and then of course we bring back the lamp gag.
Well, the lamp is,
and it's the big green because in the previous episode, in Taxi Dance, it was the over the head, chandelier.
But I think that was fun, so that started the gag.
The lamp gag.
Yeah.
But then every time after that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but every time after that, it was always that green table lamp.
Yes.
It stopped being...
It was like a big kind of orb thing, right?
Yeah, that round sort of thing.
And also just with the computer game thing, there's like swords, and the guys like reach down and pick up swords rather than them appearing.
Well, but also in video games, how many times is it all of a sudden like, I have a backpack and I have this in it and that and this and my whole freaking life in this backpack.
That's true.
I know I used to play, I'm not good at it. All of my characters look like they're drunk and I end up getting killed by anything. But during the pandemic, I was playing with my boyfriend at the time. I was playing Last of Us. And they have a backpack. And literally, like, everything is in the backpack.
I mean, I get that. Look, I totally understand. And I haven't played that game, but that show is so good.
It's a fun universe.
Did you watch the show or no?
I did. I loved it. I'm a big, anything zombies, anything retro future. So I'm loving Fallout. BioShock I love.
What is this?
BioShock is one where it's kind of like... it's sort of retro future like Fallout, but it takes place. The video game fans, they're going to get mad at me because I'm going to get this so wrong. But it's like at a facility that has gone wrong, and there's like people that have like been part of these experiments, and they attack you, and like all this kind of stuff.
Sounds a lot like Resident Evil.
Kind of, but it's a little bit more loosely. If it's like Resident Evil and Fallout became one thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a really cool.
Well, Fallout's the other show.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't do the video games. I like Pac-Man and Galaga and Dig Dug. I mean, that's...
Oh, Dig Dug's a fun one.
I have one of
those. I'm not good at them. I like the stories. I like the stories. I like the universes, but I'm not good at that.
I just think it's amazing that our television programs are based on video games now, not the
remember,
other way
they tried
around.
to do that so many times and they screwed it up because, like, if you look at the, they tried to do Halo and that didn't work out so well. They tried to do Assassin's Creed and that wasn't great. They've done like all the Street Fighter movies, which those are like lovably bad.
Right.
But they've tried to do video games and it was kind of a joke about how cursed video game movies were until Last of Us, Fallout.
Right.
Like we're kind of breaking.
Well, they're doing a
curse
good
now.
job. I haven't watched all of Fallout. I'm in the middle.
It's so good,
of it,
dude.
yeah.
It's so good.
I'm gonna check it out.
It's, you know, it's the Nolans. The Nolan brothers are crazy. It's Jonathan Nolan that's doing it, who did Westworld.
I didn't know that.
Christopher Nolan's brother, yeah.
Okay.
But he's also like really great in his own right. Because like I said, he did Westworld. He does like these great television universes.
I met Christopher Nolan.
Cool.
And at the Beechwood Cafe. And they're out of coffee there. No, I'm kidding. You know that, right? The Harry Styles song. He sings that. I'm out of
Yeah,
coffee.
he's ruined it. That's what you and
He's ruined it, right?
Yeah,
Yes, we went
my
there.
mom and Yulia went, and Tony went to the Beechwood.
Christopher Nolan was there, and I was like, oh my God, I'm such a fan. So he was leaving, and I was like, I have to say something. So I went out, and I was like, I'm just such a fan, and thank you. And he shook my hand. He was very nice.
No, yeah.
He clearly hasn't watched Wizards of Waverly Place.
It's kind of a little outside of his time. Okay, so Teresa gets angry about random magic being done in the house. And Jerry
Always.
says she needs to be more understanding because, or no, the kids need to be more understanding because Teresa doesn't understand magic, which results in a huge fight and Teresa ignoring Jerry and the kids going, oh, every time you step in it.
It was so funny.
It was a good gag. It was a really good gag. Ooh, and Jerry steps in it with Teresa so many times.
Yeah, and it was funny. I mean, I thought it was well done. I was laughing at myself, as I do.
Well, I mean, you're funny. So in the lair, Jerry's trying to make it right by going to get Teresa I'm sorry gifts.
Right.
Which we've talked about this before, about how when he screws up, his immediate thing is, that's his love language, I guess, is gifts. Which makes sense because he's so cheap.
Or maybe that's what works
Teresa's love
for
language.
Teresa. Yeah,
I can see
because
that.
I mean, obviously we know Jerry's cheap, and if he buys something
It means
for
something.
Maria,
Yeah.
I was going to say Maria, for Teresa.
Well, I mean, you can buy things for Marie. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. I'm sure she'd be confused, but she'd appreciate it. So Jerry's trying to make it right for I'm sorry gifts. Alex decides to help her parents by ordering Cupid on the World Wide WizWeb to shoot Teresa with a love arrow so her parents can make up. Justin then chides in that Alex, how can you do this? Because mom's mad that we were using magic and now you're going to use magic to solve your problems, which, again, Alex does every single episode of Wizards of Waverly Place.
And when when Cupid is in the lair and appears and is talking like a sailor kind of thing.
We have a lot of really great episodes. I don't know if this is one of our winners. Not my favorite.
There's a couple of bits that I think are funny.
No, there's a couple of bits that are funny. I think the idea is funny. I think at the time in 2008, the baby scares the shit out of me. It's literally because it's this little tiny baby, right? And the mouth is awful. I'm sorry. The animated mouth is so bad.
Which, by the way, is completely different now. You know what I mean? We can have people speaking and you don't even know. They can animate the mouth so that you can speak whatever, different languages, German, Japanese, French, whatever it is, and you have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, and also not just the mouth.
The technology is better.
Yeah, the technology is insane.
This is a perfect example of how far we've come.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
And within a few years, we're not even going to know what's real anymore.
Skynet.
Skynet. Terminator.
Wow. Oh my God. I'm never going to live that down. Okay. So then she gets, Justin's upset that she's using magic. Alex then says that she's going to cancel Cupid, but Justin tells her that Cupid cannot be canceled once he has been ordered. He has to shoot somebody with the arrow, the intended target. He'll only leave when he's completed his mission. And then when Cupid arrives, he's fucking terrifying. And Max accidentally breaks Cupid. Well, come on. It's the mouth, and then it's also him being like, look, so anyway.
Yeah, no, it's odd. It's a very odd Cupid.
Concept is funny. The execution is terrifying.
I agree.
This baby's going to murder me in my sleep. I'm going to have nightmares about this baby murdering me in my sleep. So Max accidentally breaks Cupid's only arrow, which he goes, I'm a baby. They barely trust me with one. For plot armor. So he's unable to shoot Teresa. Alex, Justin, and Max decide to lock Cupid in the lair until they figure out what to do.
With that massive lock.
That, again, dragon, never see it again.
Yeah.
Never see it again. Teresa walks into the kitchen as soon as they lock up the lair. Her and Jerry are still arguing. And then everybody in the sub shop goes, oh, when Jerry...
Which is funny.
It's a good callback.
Yeah.
They ask what the kids are up to. Cupid starts making this weird noise like he's like a baby crying. And Max imitates it, saying that he has a terrible stomach ache, which Justin says is from influ cupidosa, which is just, obviously it's from influenza, but, just ridiculous.
It's cute.
It's cute. Which also, why not a dead giveaway to the parents?
Yeah, well, the parents aren't maybe that bright. They're
focused on the fight.
Exactly.
I got you. So Teresa then brings him upstairs, Max, to make him some tree bark and fish oil tea. And then Max really starts crying because that sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
And Alex and Justin try to figure out what to do with Cupid. So Justin goes upstairs to help Max fix Cupid's arrow while Alex brings Cupid out of the lair, pretending it's her little brother. And then Harper comes into the sub shop we're starting to get in season 2, we started to get into the really themed stuff. So I have like a golf themed outfit where my bag is like the golf bag. I have the golf tees here, which I remember stabbing me as I moved around, and they'd constantly flip up.
And then I
have the beret with the little poof.
Right, which looks like a golf ball.
Yeah. And then I have little wiffle balls cut in half. Just silly. But it's cool to see from season 1 to season 2, because season 1 we talked about Harper's trying to find her style, and in season 2 she's finding it.
Yes, and very uniquely.
Very uniquely. Well, our costume department and I finally were like,
good.
and the writers too, because sometimes they would write in what the theme was. So she shows Alex a sweater she just made for Justin.
Oh,
it's gross.
I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but if it was like a real sweater made out of your hair,
yeah, because
which is interesting because a hair shirt. I did a movie called Hair Shirt with Nev Campbell, and it got turned into Too Smooth.
Okay.
But a hair shirt is like a medieval torture device.
Oh.
It was like something that was too tight, and you would tighten
Was it made of hair?
Everybody can just look that up. Trust me.
I'm going to. But it was so.
I think it was like burlap. It was like something that was like very uncomfortable. It was like a torture device thing.
Because I had a phase a little bit before Wizards. I was a weird kid. I was super into like medieval torture.
Yeah.
And the first studio teacher that we had, Maura, on Wizards, she had been my studio teacher when I did an episode of House, and she was so sweet because she acknowledged that I was a weird little kid. And she was like, hey, there's this. She took me to a museum, kind of like a field trip, because as an actor on sets, I never got to go on field trips. So she said, let's go on a field trip on one of our off days to go to this medieval torture exhibit. And I was like, great.
Amazing.
Awesome. So weird. Weird. I still am fascinated by it.
I'm not sure where we were, but we were traveling. And there was like a medieval torture thing, and like they had like thumb things and like the rack where they would pull people
The angel
apart.
wings are the gnarliest ones.
What is that?
I mean, there's a lot of really gnarly ones. I mean,
What?
they splay open. I'm sorry for anyone who's squeamish, but they splay open the back, like your back rib cage, and they open it up, and it looks like angel wings. It's super fucked up.
Yeah.
But I think I'm interested in it because I'm just. It's the same reason I like true crime. It's because I'm so fascinated at like the level of good people can have and the level of bad.
Like how demented they can be.
We can be. Yeah. I mean, the fact that like going to a public execution was like the entertainment for the week is crazy.
Right.
That's
Let's go watch a hanging. Or no, I'm going to see a movie.
But if you look at like cancel culture and stuff, it's kind of like a digital hanging sometimes, And so it's interesting just how human nature doesn't really change.
There's a problem with this now, and somebody said that there was a professor that was AI'd, saying racial slurs and stuff like that. He got fired, but you can get a call now from your granddaughter going, "Hey, Grandma, I'm in prison.
AI freaks me out.
Please send me the money." And it's like the real voice, and so that's why. And this is silly, but I think every family needs to have a safe word. You have to know, like, if, well, what's the safe word? Pineapple or
But all our devices are listening to us. How can
I understand,
I literally, you say pineapple, I'm going to start having pineapple stuff show up on my phone.
I'm sorry?
No, I'm just saying it.
Yeah,
it is what
I get
though.
it. Well, okay, then rotate your safe word or write it down and don't say it.
Yeah, I just don't trust it.
I know it's weird,
Let's
but
go back
everybody.
to analog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or just don't communicate with anyone in the family. That's good too.
You cut them all off. Cut them out.
But this safe word thing is a thing.
No, it makes sense. Of like, how do you know it's just the whole AI concept, and that's a whole rabbit hole we don't have to go down. But like, it freaks me out, and I understand the merit of it. I understand why it can be really great, but I think it's really scary when the people that are at the forefront of developing it are saying, "Hey, we need to pause for a second because this is developing so fast."
Yeah.
And we have to put parameters on it because otherwise, think about it. Like, the human race is kind of an invasive species. What's going to stop something from being so intelligent to being like, oh, I see what the problem is. It's people. Let's take them out. Terminator.
Yeah. Listen, I agree. I'm concerned, not just about our industry or about our safety. I'm going to the woods.
I'm going to the woods.
I'm going off the grid somewhere.
Yes, I love it. I'm selling everything. I'm going to the woods.
I'm out.
I'm out. Bye, guys. I saw something the other day, and then we'll get back to the episode, where literally it was a robot on the ground, and its legs came up back over its head, and its head like turned around. I was like, this is absolutely not. If I saw that coming towards me, I would jump off something. Like, this is...
It's like iRobot. It's like the Will Smith movie,
But that's my point. There's a million freaking movies that are like, hello, let's not do this. And yet we're still doing it. Anyway. I'm old fashioned. I think we all know that. So Harper has made this disgusting hair shirt, not the medieval torture device, but kind of torturous for Justin. And then Alex comment that it smells like shampoo. And that's when Harper's like, oh yeah, by the way, it's my hair, which they did a pretty good job of matching.
It did.
My hair color.
It looked nice enough that it wasn't disgusting, and similar enough to your hair that,
I feel like that was probably a Disney thing because they didn't want to be too gross.
Right.
So it was like kind of, no, how dare you?
Yeah.
But like a happy medium. And this is my original hair color. I forgot. But I can just look back to the first or second season and be like, oh yeah, that's my real normal hair color.
I love your hair color.
Thank you. Well, this is from a box.
This in the episode.
It's like an auburn. But anyway.
I like your fake hair and your real hair.
Thank you. I'm a redhead at heart, because I have no soul. Anyway.
Oh my God.
So Alex tells Harper that Justin is upstairs fixing Cupid's arrow because Harper's in on the magic. Harper then proceeds upstairs after playing it cool to have a wizard as a best friend, even though she's freaking out inside. Justin and Max are sitting at the table, finishing fixing Cupid's arrow just before Harper comes up. After giving him her hair sweater, Justin tries to shoot her straight about her obsession/crush on him that he will never, ever, ever going to, and then gets hit with the arrow by Max.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Comedy. And then Justin falls in love with Harper after getting hit with Cupid's arrow, the one arrow that they needed. Which, does the arrow stop working when it hits one person? Because I thought the whole thing was like it
has to be.
You complete the mission and then you're done. Right?
I don't. Yes, it sounds right, but I don't know. Does that mean Cupid was supposed to be able to be returned now after the arrow is hit?
That's how I took it. Or I guess his mission was to hit Teresa. I don't know. That was something. I'm pulling at you where I'm finding the holes where it's just like.
Apologize.
Why are you apologizing? No, it's fair. I mean, like, as an audience member watching it,
so what,
it's like, I don't know. That's a weird like loophole that I'm just like, I
don't know.
Because multiple people get hit with the one arrow. But I guess he has to hit Teresa because that's what makes him go.
That's probably what it is. That Teresa has to
We found it. We just got it. Okay. Alex tells Harper that Justin's only behaving this way because Max accidentally shot him with Cupid's arrow. Harper says, I guess it's not real love if it comes from his butt and not his heart. But she doesn't care and goes on a date with Justin in the hair sweater to Central Park. And I remember David hated wearing that hair sweater. He did it and he committed and it was funny, but yeah, he made a big stink about it. Yeah. Behind the scenes, he hated that thing.
But it was not real. It was not hair.
It was yarn. It was like that kind of fuzzy yarn that you knit with. At this moment, Jerry comes home with a bouquet of flowers, asking where Teresa is. Justin takes the flowers from Jerry, gives it to Harper, and then they go to Central Park. Justin asks why Jerry asks, too many J's, too many Davids and too many J's, asks why Justin is acting so strangely and sees Alex holding onto a baby and then, love, arrow, baby! Ha! Yeah, realizes that it's Cupid. How many times did you do that?
I don't know, but I do love that the fans enjoy that,
Yeah, and they brought it back. They always tailored it to different.
Like all the cameos that they do, they want me to put their name in. It's cute.
No, it is cute. It's fun to have a catchphrase. I didn't know I had one.
PE.
I didn't know I had one until this podcast, but good to know. So Jerry reprimands Alex for doing what she always does, which is using magic to solve a problem that started because she used magic. Teresa comes upstairs and asks why Alex has a baby. And then she lies and says it was a baby doll, which obviously it's not. It's very much a living child, from her marriage and family class. Is that even still a thing?
I don't know. I remember when I was younger that it used to be like you carry around like
the
a
sack
bag
of flour. Yeah.
You have to deal with, this is a big deterrent for being pregnant at a young age.
Yeah, I feel like it was more like a secret abstinence class.
Yeah, exactly. But she believes it. Right? She believes that it's...
Yeah, because she says, she's like, I want to talk your
so
open
everybody's
house.
Passing out babies.
Everyone's passing out. Well, because she said it was a baby doll, which I'm like, obviously it's not. It's very much a living child.
Right.
But Teresa's still salty with Jerry. And so she's like, well, I want to go to the open house that they're going to have on Friday because I want to talk about the real parts of marriage and family and all that kind of stuff. She wants to air out her dirty laundry at the school open house.
Okay, Teresa, calm down.
Relax. And then she sees Max playing with Cupid's arrow, which Justin and Max have fixed. She then breaks it again because it's dangerous for babies to play with arrows. And Max is her little baby. So we are back at school. And Justin continues to wear Harper's hair sweater. And they start to hang out very often, calling each other Justy and Harpy. They share everything, including water. And then Zeke sees this and makes fun of Justin after doing their alien language league handshake. That oop, blop, bloop, blop, bloop.
I bet you Dan came up with that.
I'm sure that they just said come up. Like they do an alien league handshake.
Because it's not, Klingon is a whole actual language. Like people
which
can
I'm
speak
sure is
Klingon.
copyright written.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but they were speaking more bleep bloop, blah, bloop, 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 bloop. Harper.
Yeah, and then walked away,
really
which is so funny. Well, and then too, because he also said, because Justin has a callback to immediately after that, where he goes, what did he say? He says that making fun of Justin
when he goes,
but it's like I don't cock Harper.
I don't
whatever.
clap block cock Harper. That sounded like I said cock block, but I didn't.
But
well, then I did.
Well. That happens later. Justin gets upset at Zeke for making fun of him, and then they're going to get into a water balloon fight because it's Disney Channel, and that's what we do. And Harper's thrilled there's going to be a fight over her. Meanwhile, Alex tries to get into marriage and family class and is unsuccessful, which is taught by Mr. Larry Tate, which every class is taught by Mr. Larry Tate.
Is this his... how many... Have we seen Mr. Larry Tate in season 2?
I don't know if we've seen him in season 2, but we've definitely seen him in the show.
He's back.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah.
Teaching all of the classes.
Oh, you teach every class?
He teaches every class.
Did we have any other teachers?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because he taught art class, he taught math class, he taught history class, he was the principal. He was the only adult at Tribeca Prep.
And kind of like that.
I do too. I think it's kind of, if we're going to suspend disbelief about, a lot of things.
Yeah, and Bill Cott is so great
the best.
and teaches with us at AGB, which is so
Still
fun.
a teacher. And of course, we're getting all the buckaroos and all the Western stuff. Because anytime Mr. Larry Tate's around.
This horse has been hitched and is on his way to the
stables. The prairie.
This horse is hitched and it's on its way to the prairie.
Oh, my Lord.
That's what I was trying to say.
Okay, this was so distracting. Did you notice it's a totally different baby in Mr. Larry Tate's class?
Yes, I was thinking, why? Didn't they? When you have babies,
it's usually twins.
Twins. And then they probably can work an hour or something.
Yeah, because of that. Because as you get older, because I think for us after 13, you can work 8 hours. But as you get younger and younger and younger, it's less and less time.
Yeah, and usually you do twins, but this babies did not look similar.
It's a totally different baby for this one scene. And then it's the same baby for the rest of the episode. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the baby got sick, if it was a reshoot, I don't know, but it's so distracting to me because it's a completely different baby. It doesn't even remotely look the same to me, at least.
See, Cupid's cousin.
Cupid, who he turned into for 5 seconds.
You're right.
So after a 3:30 p.m. romantic dinner in the sub shop, complete with Justin's French accent, which comes back with Rosie in season 4 when he's whining and dining her as well.
Right.
So I guess Justin breaks out the French accent quite a bit. And a violinist, Harper starts getting annoyed with Justin because he's becoming very clingy and she doesn't have any time on her own and that she's unable to live like this forever. Cupid then tells Harper that love from his arrow is only temporary.
Have you ever had that where you're in a relationship and someone just is like, you turn left, they're there. You turn right, they're there. They're smothering you?
Yeah, I was in a relationship like that where like I tried to end it at like the 6-month mark and he just... And I'm better at drawing boundaries and I'm better at but he just wouldn't go away. So we ended up dating for a while.
5 years?
Because he wouldn't go away. And I literally was just like, and it's so, I've been really interested in like attachment styles recently. And it's so
What does that
interesting.
mean?
So people have different attachment styles, right? So there's anxious attachment, there's avoidant attachment, there's secure attachment. I forget the other ones, but it's like a whole.
I don't want to be alone attachment kind of thing.
Well, but that's all of them, but it feeds into it. So like avoidant attachment is you leave first, and if someone shows interest in you, you shut down and start like separating yourself from them because you're afraid you're going to be abandoned, so you want to leave first. Anxious attachment, they tend to go together a lot, and I know those two the best because I oscillate between the two, more so anxious attachment because anxious attachment will seek out people that don't really like them that much because they need to prove that they're lovable. And it all stems from like childhood trauma and like us trying to,
Scary.
I mean, it's just, it's what we do as adults, right? Like we learn protective mechanisms as a kid and we learn like the world and then we have to go to therapy and we have to work on ourselves and fix it as an adult and then we die.
Yeah, that's why I do therapy every Monday.
Exactly. But yeah, so to me, like people like that bring out, I start to understand the avoidant attachment theory at that point because, yeah, I shut down. I shut down when somebody's too up my ass.
Yeah. Well, I do too, Jen.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Get them out. Lube them up. Get them out.
Lube them up. Get them out.
God.
I have to say I'm really happy that I'm not doing like,
dating? Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
I'm very happy that I'm in a nice...
You lucked out. You're in an amazing relationship.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
You're very lucky. I like Yulia a lot.
She's the best.
Okay, so we're at Tribeca's open house, right? Harper is running away from Justin because he's taking all the fun out of her unrequited obsession.
Right.
Because we're anxious and avoidant, and now we flip-flopped.
You're like, I'm the one who makes photo albums and does all this stuff.
Then Cupid's spell runs out, and Justin is no longer in love with Harper. Or as Zeke says this is the word I was looking for earlier. He doesn't DACA Harper.
DACA.
Which is the alien language for love, I guess. Max goes to the woodshop to fix Cupid's arrow, and Teresa goes to Alex's marriage and family class. Jerry and Alex meet her there, trying to cover that Alex isn't really taking marriage and family class. Max...
Right, I'm in on it. I'm in on it. Lie to my wife.
Well, yeah, I guess. Like I
said, cover for the kids.
Because your daughter's already using magic for a problem that magic caused. So, right. But this is every episode, right? Where you cover for Alex and, And then Max brings Cupid's arrow that's now fixed to the class. Cupid shoots the arrow, but Max has balanced it wrong.
Right.
Right? And then he shoots it into this like cute little old lady's butt.
Who falls in love with Jerry.
You're pretty lovable.
Yeah.
Which then Teresa gets very jealous.
I loved what she said.
Yeah.
She goes, hey, black eyes. And she's like, I don't have black eyes. Yeah, and she said, well, you will if you keep flirting with my husband. Which was interesting because we're in a fight, but yet she's ready to beat up this woman because I'm the husband,
Yeah.
I liked that. I felt good that was there.
But go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's funny.
Yeah.
But it also is nice because it shows that even though we're in a fight, there's still that love.
Exactly. Which, I mean, it shows just how like Teresa and Jerry were, when you love somebody, they can drive you nuts.
Yeah.
You can be angry at them, but at the end of the day, they're still your partner.
Yeah, of course.
They're still your person. And I think like this was a perfect example of that, which is really beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
And then she says to Jerry, you're mine and don't you forget that.
Yeah.
And then the fight they've been having for the 22 minutes of this episode suddenly dissolves.
It's over.
It's over. We ran out of time. Back home, Teresa sticks the arrow in herself to have Cupid finally leave because the family's all like, "Oh, sorry."
Right. That's the answer to the thing that it has to.
It
that
has to be
happen.
Teresa.
Right.
So she does. She's against with chagrin. She sticks it in her butt. And Cupid leaves, and Max tests Teresa's love by breaking the lamp, which immediately breaks Cupid's spell. And we are back where we started with Teresa mad at Jerry for bringing magic into the house.
All right. And I like when the spell breaks, the hearts go out.
Yeah.
They dissipate.
They either come in and then it leaves.
They go out.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like the weird, like, Microsoft, like, screensaver hearts.
It is. Like it looks like the emoji.
Yeah, it does.
You know?
It does.
Okay, ready.
All right, so in this question of the episode, Cupid is the god of desire, erotic love. Not on Disney. We don't do erotic love on Disney. We do leave room for Jesus love. Attraction and affection. What is your favorite creature or god or human from Greek mythology?
I'm going to go with Poseidon.
Okay.
Because I was traveling in Greece and I had like a connection to the ocean and I had like this moment where I was connecting with Poseidon. Here's Poseidon, right?
You guys were little buddies.
It's me over here.
Hey.
But what men or humans are in
Hercules? Hercules is
he was like half god,
half and half,
yeah.
and then like I think all the Greek mythology people are gonna come after me, but I think not Oedipus,
who didn't Brad Pitt play
Troy?
Yeah, that's a Greek one?
Maybe.
No? Or is that a real?
No, I'm thinking of.
I don't know this area.
No, I'm thinking of what's his name? It's Hades Town is based on them. This is going to drive me absolutely crazy. We are not Greek mythological experts.
Well, what?
Like,
how about you?
Like I think Perseus is a human, and the Hades Town one is going to bug me. You know that musical, right?
Don't.
It's really cool. It's one of my favorites right now.
Yeah.
I know you're not a musical person, and it breaks my soul.
But what? So what god?
There's a few. I think they're interesting. Dionysus makes me laugh, but it's not my favorite because he's the god of wine, fruitfulness, parties, festivals, madness, chaos, drunkenness.
Yeah.
He's like,
That's like King Bacchus or whatever,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. I think Medusa's probably my favorite.
Ooh.
I love the whole thing of how like she had an affair. She had an affair with Poseidon, and then Athena punished her for that and turned her. And there's certain. It depends because certain depictions of her like this awful, ugly, like what is it called? The Gorgons. She's like they're like the head of the Gorgon monsters and stuff. Which like Stranger Things comes back. I'm going on a tangent. But then some of them show her as being really beautiful. So like men want to look at her, even though she's got like snakes for hair and all that kind of stuff. But they turn to stone. Yeah. And then I think it's Perseus has to kill her.
All I can think of is right now is Clash of the Titans.
Yeah,
where he has to go and when I watched it when I was a kid and he had to look at her through the shield. Mm-hmm. He had to look at her through the reaction,
Well, now she's the symbol for like sexual assault survivors. Medusa is.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not sure why that. I mean, I think it's because in the lore I think she was sexually assaulted by Poseidon and like because I mean in Greek it was so
this is really
complicated
intense.
And I mean it was like I mean the Iliad and the Odyssey like there's a lot of just it's violent but I really like Medusa and then also the Hydra is cool as hell.
I really do enjoy the fact that these are all gods, right? Mm-hmm. They're all gods.
Well, this one's a monster. The Hydra and the Medusa.
But I'm saying like Thor and all the different gods. It's interesting because I don't know. My belief is the universe and everything, and I want everyone to enjoy and believe their own individual thing, and I respect that. But I love that the Greeks had many different gods.
Yeah, they had polytheism like the Egyptians. Yeah, I'm more of a monotheistic person, but again, like it's always interesting to look through history and see how people, because the Egyptians, same thing with they had so many gods, and they had like one pharaoh that wanted to go to a monotheistic society, which they hated him. And then they went back to polytheism. And I just think it's interesting how people try to justify what you can't possibly know. And the unknown in life. They try to justify it with gods or
people
one
get
god or
scared.
Sure.
They need to be reassured to have an answer or whatever. There's
you
many
want
things.
reasons for
I just saw this because you're talking about the Egyptians. I just saw a thing where they one of the mummies or whatever had a huge head, kind of like an alien head.
Oh, interesting.
Now we're getting into Stargate
Oh,
territory.
Lord.
You know what? I think we should wrap up soon.
Probably. We're going on so many asides. And I love that we went from weird, creepy Cupid to alien Egyptian mummies.
There you go. That's
leave
what
it to
happens
us.
here on
Leave it to
Wizards
us.
of Waverly Pod.
Well, we'd love to hear in the comments what your favorite character from Greek mythology is, and also what you thought of the weird, creepy Cupid that we had in the show. And thanks for tuning in for another fun episode. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.